Jim Kissinger, and we're here for a press conference this evening. We've got the Expressway Cup coming up between two teams from two different leagues. We are going to utilize the BCA League and the APA League, and at this time, each team will be introducing their players, and giving a little bit of information about themselves. Eric, you want to start it out and tell us your name, where you're from, how long you've been playing pool, a little bit of information.
Sure. My name's Eric Canary. I've been playing pool for 26 years, and I'm the team captain of the APA team.
Okay. At this time, we're going to go to the team captain for the BCA, which would be Mickey Hammond.
I'm Mickey Hammond. I'm born, raised Mount Carmel, Illinois, but native of Evansville for the past 10 years. Captain of this team here, the winning team from last year. Fargo's a 639 and APA 7.
Okay. Dennis Schnell?
I'm Dennis Snell. Been playing pool for 65 years, so I'm just now getting in my prime. APA league operator for 16 of those years.
Okay. The next vice captain from the BCA side be Ed Gable.
Ed Gable. Been playing for 30 years. Playing for BCA. APA 7, 574 Fargo, and we're planning to repeat last year.
Okay. Again, from the APA side.
My name's Courtney Helmbrecht. I'm an APA 5. Played for 14 years, somewhere around there. And my Fargo rating is way higher than it freaking should be.
That's what they all say.
Typical APA.
Yep. Next player from the BCA side will be Clint Playline.
I'm Clint Payline from Tell City. I've been playing pool for 22 years, and my Fargo's a 635.
Okay. From the APA side, the next champion is Nick Helmbrecht.
Yeah, my name's Nick Helmbrecht. I've been playing pool in the APA for the last 17 years. I'm an APA 7, and I think my BCA is 610.
Okay, thanks. Next player from the BCA will be Trey Woodall.
I'm Trey Woodall from Evansville, Indiana. I am a APA 6. Fargo is a 543. I've been playing probably 25 years, and I was an APA state champ as well.
Was that in the 4-H? Okay, next player from the APA, we've got Bruce Pate.
Hi, my name is Bruce Pate. I am from Evansville, Indiana. I've played pool in the APA for 15 years, off and on since I was 14. I am a 5 in APA right now and a 539 in Fargo rating.
Haley Quinn be the next player from BCA.
I'm Haley Quinn. I'm from Harrisburg, Illinois. I've been playing pool for about 4 years now. I'm an APA 5, and my Fargo is a 473.
Okay. Next, the APA player be Kenny Cavanaugh.
Hello, yep. My name is Kenny Cavanaugh. I am an APA 6. My Fargo is roughly, I think, around 5'10". I've been playing pool for 4 or 5 years, and I am native here in Evansville, Indiana.
Okay, thanks. Brian Kincaid from Owensboro. What's up, Brian?
Name's Brian Kincaid from Henderson, Kentucky. Been playing pool about 18 years. Pretty sure APA 6 and a 508 Fargo. Happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks everybody for telling a little bit about yourself. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask some questions. We're going to go back and forth, get a feel for some different things on the tournament. First of all, I want to start with Mickey Hammond and tell us a little bit about this charity event and how you selected the teams and why, and just a little bit about the Expressway Cup in general.
All right, so the selections are always a tough deal. We got hundreds of players throughout the local tri-state that compete both in APA and BCA. So we hear some stuff, but I didn't make the cut. Why didn't I make the cut? And the bottom line is there's no real reason why anybody did or didn't. for the most part. You know, we look at some categories as people that can raise money, and you got to be able to compete at the level we're looking for. So there's some different things that come into play with that. For the most part, this group we have this year is people that have played their role over the years of growing the sport of pool in Evansville, Indiana. So that's kind of how we come across the selection process. We said it last year and we didn't get to this point, unfortunately. We would like to create some type of mini tournaments, qualifiers, if you will. The problem is they have to be many of them, otherwise we have to figure out a way to handicap it. So we'd have to have tournaments for each level, which takes time to do, which takes people to help run. So we would love to get to that point where people can qualify to be on the cup, so we don't have to have a hand selection process. They can actually earn a spot.
Okay, one thing that I didn't mention was this is about the Boys and Girls Club of Evansville. Mickey, you want to talk about the organization a little bit?
Yeah, so the Boys and Girls Club last year this was our first one we did for this, and we didn't know what charity we was going to pick, and we didn't know it was going to be the same charity every year until after we did it the first year, and we gained some knowledge of the Boys and Girls Club. Because I discovered that the Boys and Girls Club, they play a big role in pool for a lot of people. One of my idols, Bobby Legs, he was one of my teachers, and he always taught me about the Boys and Girls Club, how he grew up there and was a champion in there. And we learned some of the players from last year locally grew up in the Boys and Girls Club here in Evansville. So it's kind of a no-brainer for us that the Boys and Girls Club is going to be the charity that we're always going to use for this particular event. So we're kind of happy to have the local Boys and Girls Club and support from people. And you asked about, how the Expressway Dodge Cup came around. So number one, we have the Lord Expressway here in Evansville. We was looking for a name for it. And Eddie here, who runs all of Expressway in Evansville, Indiana, he's one of our biggest sponsors. Every time we have an event, Eddie's got his hand up in the air to raise money and throw money at these events for these charities. So obviously the Expressway Cup not only is the Lord Expressway, it's also Expressway Dodge Cup. So that's how we kind of came about that.
I think everybody locally knows that the BCA and the APA have different set of rules, a little bit different. I mean, 99% of the rules are the same. There's a little bit of difference. Eric, would you explain the difference in the two rules, please?
Sure. So it's a modified rule set between APA and BCA. You cannot lose or win on the break. It's an open table after the break. Slop does count. You cannot pocket a ball and call a safety, and jump cues are allowed. And a scratch on the 8-ball is a loss. So there's about 50-50 mix between APA rules, BCA rules.
As everybody knows, as a coach, you have to make up a team with different dynamics, and there's different skill levels, different types of energy that everybody brings. Mickey, how did you decide in terms of, and come up with the dynamics of your team? And when you're done, I'm going to ask Eric the same question.
Well, this group, they all play BCA and some of them play APA as well. So they're familiar with both facets of the game. And let me turn the mic on. These guys play together all the time in BCA events and BCA leagues. So I don't think the dynamics is going to be an issue at all. I think camaraderie means a ton in a team event. And I think it's going to show how well this team comes together.
I'm excited about the dynamics of this team. They're very experienced. We have a high morale. I think this team is flexible and has the ability to adjust their strategies based on the opponent's strengths and weaknesses, and we can be very offensive or defensive, whatever the case calls for. Everybody on this team knows what it takes to win. They're excited and hungry.
Cool. The Mosconi Cup, I don't know if we've even talked about that. The Mosconi Cup is something that is a match. It's an incredible match every year with Europe playing the best players from Europe. I'm sorry, the best players from the United States. Top players in the world are selected from both countries. It's an incredible thing. Like for the European team, you got a person like Jason Shaw who jumps up on the table and celebrates in a really exciting manner. And then you got a guy like Billy Thorpe from the United States who does the same thing. Brings a lot of excitement, fired up. It never gets physical, but the words get a little bit ugly and stuff. Let's start with Eric again this time. And tell us about someone on your team you think is going to bring a dynamic like that.
Sure. I think we do have a player like that. I think Kenny Cavanaugh over there could do it for us. He's a young up-and-comer, playing pool all the time, constantly improving. I think he can give us that spark we need to get on a roll.
Mickey, you think you got a spark plug over there?
Well, I mean, I'll comment on Eric. I mean, these guys, if they were a band, they'd be the Monotones. I mean, lucky for me, I got a Billy Thorpe. I got a Billy Thorpe and a Jason Shaw with Eddie and Trey. No one's going to be louder than these guys. No one's going to be cheering the teams on more than these guys. I think this dynamic here is what's going to keep this team going.
There's also going to be nobody missing more balls than those two guys. Just go and remember that. When they miss, that's not true.
Eric, on your team, if you're looking over the schedule, is there a match that stands out in terms of that might be something that might be a really tough one?
Well, first off, these are all really good players. And in a race to 5, honestly, any of these matches could go either way, ultimately, in my opinion. But if I had to choose a tough matchup, I'd say it'd be on day 1, the first doubles match, Nick and Kenny versus Clint and Trey. And not only are Clint and Trey really good players, but it's the first match of the day after the team event, and I think it establishes tone and creates momentum.
Nice, nice. Well, how about, do you look at one match on there and talk some stuff? Do you see something where you really think you got an advantage in the match?
I think there's more than a couple, but if I had to pick out one, I'd think that Courtney over Haley is probably our most favorable matchup.
Okay, okay. Haley, you got anything to say to that?
You know, I've been playing pool for about 4 years, and I just started coming over to Evansville recently and showing these guys what I got. And, you know, obviously I was picked for this team, and I don't think they'd be playing me against her if I didn't have a chance. But I'll just let my pool game talk on the table.
That's cool. Nice, nice. Courtney, anything?
I mean, Haley's been coming around recently. I really haven't ever played against her, so I'm not really sure what to expect. I know she wasn't up to par. She wouldn't be on the team, but your own captain kind of said that you were not quite to par, so.
Okay. I can tell you, I look forward to it because I think Haley is really one of the most improved players in the tri-state, doing well.
So I want to follow up on that. I mean, I've heard a lot throughout town that Haley's the underdog here. But really, I mean, if she's the underdog, all the pressure's on Courtney. So Courtney's got to face that pressure of knowing she's supposed to win. So what happens when she don't win? Because I'm working with Haley really close over this next month, and she will be ready.
Cool, cool. Mickey, can you name one tough match from your perspective?
You know, I think there's going to be 2 really good matches that's going to go back and forth, and we could have 5-4 wins, and we could have 5-0 wins, and that's Nick and Clint and Dennis and Eddie. I think both those matches can be just totally lopsided, or they can be very close matches.
I'm going to get away from Mickey and Eric for a minute, and I'm going to ask Dennis a question. I know down at the club it's a battle every day with you guys, and you and Ed and the whole group battling. What's the practice been like leading up to this, and for the next several days, what are you planning in terms of get ready?
Well, it's true that me and Ed do play a lot of practices. We beat heads together. Sometimes I'll win, and sometimes I'll let him win. And but anyhow, it's pretty even, and I think Ed's one of the most improved players in the last year. And if he keeps practicing, he'll get up there with me.
How about you, Ed?
I've got to just put this out there. I mean, I take my practice and I run a regiment that I don't think anyone in the APA has ever seen, anyone in the APA can deal with. Dennis Schnell is the so-called godfather of pool in this area. And I can tell you, the godfather is going down come November the 16th. It's going to be a complete decimation. Our goal as the BCA and the leader in this area is to take the APA and let them know that they're a secondary league in our area, that they don't belong with us, and that'll be proven, I think, both days.
I think that was spoken like a true car salesman.
Wait a minute, I need to respond to that, Ed.
Go for it.
We would play this week, but you better leave the country.
That's it, I'm going to Canada.
Okay. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about the cheering, and there's going to be a lot of smack talk, cheering, booing, et cetera, et cetera. It's going to create pressure, and I think it's going to be really fun. Bruce, we haven't heard from you yet. What do you think about how that's going to affect your play, and talk a little bit about the going back and forth?
Yeah, I've been in several tournaments, and there's things that just don't bother me. I've had people shout across the room at me, and I don't hear it. Leslie will even attest that somebody will try to say something, so he won't hear it when he's at the table. So I don't think it'll affect me. I do think it does affect some people. I've seen sevens that'll complain about the room's too loud or whatever, but that's not me. So
Gotcha.
I don't think this team lets it affect them either.
Oh, nice. Okay, Clint, we haven't heard from you. How about you, buddy?
I don't think the pressure is really going to bother me or anybody else on the team. We're used to playing in tournaments on a weekly basis and just putting ourselves under pressure. It's just what we do.
Hey, let me comment on that. If you come to a BCA league match on Sunday or Thursday, it's loud. You know, we got drunk Roy Hall, Jr. just like a banny rooster around the whole room, loud, and we're used to that. We talk crap to each other, our own teammates. So this is what we're used to. We thrive off this type of atmosphere.
Okay. You know, pool is associated with money a lot, and this is different. This is bragging rights in Evansville. This is for a nice trophy, and right now, who's holding that trophy anyway? I don't really know.
I think we do.
Sorry.
Score last year. I don't have the mic, but
I don't know, but
I forgot. How many of you guys was on the team last year? And how many of us was on that team last year?
it doesn't matter.
I'm pretty sure none. This year's going to be a completely different outcome when you play us.
Who's leading the team this year? That one.
We're all
the
leaders
last one.
on this team.
I'm just saying.
Are you guys planning on showing up on time this year? Because, I mean, I don't know about the Mickey Mouse Club over there, but punctuality is pretty big for us. We like to show up on time. And I don't know about Ed, but we were over here waiting for him for a good 15, 20 minutes. And, you know, Ed's nowhere around. So let's see if he shows up on game day.
It's the anticipation that kills. You'll get your share of it. Don't
BCA
worry.
likes to thrive on drama, so there you go.
okay. This is back to a question for Dennis. Explain how important this is to you.
Well, the most important thing is for the Boys and Girls Club, so they'll end up being first, and I'm sure we'll be second, and BCA will be third. But the one good thing about this is there's a lot of gigging going on through the year, back and forth, when players play each other, and the gigging will really start after this is all over, because then you'll have a history to go on. You can refer right back to how bad you got beat or how bad you won or whatever. So that part there is more of for the fun side of the pool part of it. But the Boys and Girls Club, I think, it will be the big winner here. That's what both teams are for.
Absolutely. Ed, your turn. Same question.
Well, I can't, I don't know that I can quantify, how big of a deal that this actually is. Even though it's being maybe performed on a local level, I think that this will be the shot heard around the world. I think that it will gain national attention. And certainly the Boys and Girls Club are first. We want to raise a ton of money for them. I think we will. And then I think that as far as how important is the win, well, I think it's everything. I think that the win says that you're better than your opponents are, that they don't belong there with you, and maybe need to think about playing, badminton or kickball, or maybe get in another sport whenever this is over.
I was thinking about starting a curling league. If anybody wants to join.
I got a broom.
Eric, I'm going to slide this question towards you. And I know you played last year for the APA team, and there was a ton of close matches, just a ton of them. And man, the BCA ended up, the outcome was decidedly towards the BCA, but it was just tons of close matches, which creates pressure. The closer the match. Can you talk about the pressure this year overcoming what happened last year?
Well, last year they got out to a big lead, and that put all the pressure on us, and I didn't perform, and not many of us on that team performed to their potential. But I do believe that this year's teams are completely different, and I honestly think we're favored. I think the pressure is going to be way different if we get out to a lead and put it on them.
Absolutely. Mickey, your turn. You guys won pretty handily last year. Do you think there's a pressure for you guys to show up again?
I don't really think we have much pressure. I think it comes down to the same thing it came down to last year. I don't think a 10-1 score really told a story of what happened last year. What happened last year is that particular team, when Team APA, could not handle the pressure. We had a team of gamblers, a team of, really these guys, that's what they do. I know there's a couple over here, but last year there was only one on that team that played under that pressure on a regular basis, and that was Eric. But Eric couldn't carry the whole team on his shoulders, so he faltered because of that. So I don't think we're going to have any pressure at all. Everybody over here, we play everybody over here for anything they wanted to, pretty much on a daily basis.
Okay. We'll start again with Dennis. Is there a match on there? You want to look at the matches and see if you see something on there? Do you think there's going to be the biggest chance for an upset?
I do not think any of those matches will have an upset. They're all that close. I think if there's an upset, it'll be because somebody's beat somebody decisively rather than any one of them matches. Either player could win, and I don't think you could count it as an upset. It's just the final score might be looked at as an upset if it's lopsided, because I don't think there's any match on there that will be lopsided.
Ed, you see anything on there that might stand out towards you in terms of being an upset?
I'm going to have to. The one time I'll agree with my opponent on this one is that I do think there's going to be some just really evenly matched squads there all the way through it. I think both the Scotch doubles and the one-on-ones are really evenly matched, and I think the guys have done a heck of a job putting those together. I think that we have a bit more intestinal fortitude, and I think that we're going to be a lot more focused, game ready, and we're going to do what we do and show up and win.
Courtney, same question.
I see one on day 2. I think Kenny and Bryant. I think that favors us way more. Really, day 1, I like all the doubles on day 1. I think the rest of the matches are pretty even. I think that one is pretty lopsided.
Okay. Clint?
No, I don't really see any it's going to be any lopsided matches. I feel like everything's going to be pretty tight. It's matched up good, and short race to 5, anything can happen. I think it's going to be a lot of good fun that day, but I still feel like we're going to win.
Okay, cool. Nick, you got an upset out there?
Yeah, of course. I think they all got it wrong. I think this is pretty weighted on our end. I think we are the high favorite, and I think they all the one that sticks out to me the most, I think, is Dennis over Ed. I think if Ed has any chance, then he's strongly mistaken over there. But maybe let's make it a little more interesting. I mean, how many of those brand new Dodge Rams you got on that lot? Let's see if we can get this really on a national level. Like Ed put up a brand new Dodge Ram. Let's see it. That would be quite an upset to see Dennis drive away in that brand new truck. I like to see that happen.
Dennis, you might want to ask what Dennis drives, by the way.
Well, he could have two. So.
Good one, Nick. How about you, Trey?
I feel like if we lose the cup, it's an upset. That's how I feel. I feel all of them are good matches, but we should win. And I feel like it would be an upset if we got beat.
Good. All right. Bruce, your turn down there. You could
Prepared to get upset, I guess. No, I think one of the better matches. I've watched Nick play lately. He's shooting great. I think Nick and Clint's going to be a really good matchup. I can't say one way or the other whether it's going to be an upset there or not, but I do think it's going to be a great match between those two.
Absolutely. Haley, something stand out to you down there?
I know we kind of already went over it, but I know I'm kind of seen as the underdog by a lot of folks in here, but Courtney, I think I'm going to just sweep you clean. Honestly, I don't think you're ready for what's coming. I've been practicing a lot. I play pool about 6 days a week, and I've been putting in a lot of hard work, and I've been going up, so I'm coming for you. I definitely am really grateful for the opportunity to play in this. I think that you guys have so much going for you. You got the slop counts. That's gonna really help you guys. We're still gonna win. There's no question about it.
I think this match between the two may be nationally televised. ESPN Sports Center. Okay. Kenny?
Yeah. I also do think that's going to be a great match. I don't think Haley has a chance. I think Courtney has a little dog in her, and people are going to see it. If she practices and she brings her A game, it shouldn't be close. Also, I just want to throw out every match that has Kenny in the name is going to be a huge win. So I just want that to be known.
Didn't we do this a couple weeks ago?
I'm gonna be a big winner in all these. Kenny and Trey, not even close. Trey, look at him over there. He doesn't have a chance. Bryant, as Courtney already said, no chance. He's
Heads.
But no, it's all in good fun. I think they're all going to be really good matches. I think they're going to be really close. But I think everybody on this team is going to shock a lot of people. So
cool.
I'm just going to say that.
Cool.
I just want to say something real quick. You just better bring your game. Bring your game.
Nice. Bryant, finish us up here, bro.
I agree with a lot of the things people have said. I think the teams are a lot different than they were last year. Absolutely. I think there's a lot of really good matchups coming. I think it'll be way more exciting than it was last year for the West Side. I do think there are some upsets. I think it goes the other way with Nick and Clint. Clint has a gear that nobody in this room has probably seen in a long time. And I've been playing with him a lot lately, and it's coming out. And it's not going to be pretty. Other than that, I think everything else is pretty evenly matched. I really do. I'm excited to be a part of it, and I think it'll be great.
I'm just going to make sure that I get him really mad before that match, so Clint doesn't have a dang shot.
So the question was about upsets, and on day 2, one that didn't get brought up. For about the past month and a half, 2 months, this guy's been my partner in crime, and I've watched this game grow so much. This guy's playing sets with the single best player in Evansville every single Tuesday, and he's playing with Matt Madden. This guy has the gall to get in the ring with him and play sets even. He ain't asking for no weight. He plays on my BCA team. I'm watching him grow as a player. Day 2, Nick versus Ed may look like a Nick match. I think you're going to see an upset that Eddie's going to come out and be victorious in that match.
That's right. I'll give you a shot.
That's only if we get that far. So, you know.
Good one. Courtney, give the mic to Eric. Yep, please. I'm sorry.
Sure, I
Go
see a lot
Boston.
of, obviously everybody spoke on it. There's a lot of close matches. If I had to pick an upset out that nobody's really spoke on, I think, I'm sure Bryant thinks that he's a huge favorite against Bruce in day one. That's where I think you'll see an upset. I think Bruce beats Bryant in day one.
Never seen him play.
Well, most people would say you're the favorite, but I think we'll see an upset that day.
So Mickey, the first day we're playing 5 matches, correct? Is that right?
No, 9.
The first day?
So the first day, there's 9 matches. We see team on the schedule. That is a team event, so it's one game at a time, one player at a time. The first one win 5. So that event is going to be a blind put up. I'll put my 5 players up. They'll put their 5 players up. I don't know what their order is. They don't know what my order is. Eddie might be playing Courtney. Nick might be playing Haley. We don't know. That's a team event. It's one game. So it's the first team to get 5 points or 5 wins is a point for the team event. Okay. So yeah, there's 9 scheduled each one. If at the end of day 2 we have a 9-9 score, well then we will have a captain's choice pick.
Gotcha.
I choose me.
Nice.
How'd that turn out last year?
I got amnesia. I don't remember. There we go.
Nice.
But am I understanding it correctly? It's if it's tied 9-9 after second day, it's captain's choice.
It is captain's choice.
Match.
It's captain's choice. Period. I think we said singles. Yeah. So
okay,
it was
but
singles.
a singles match.
Yes.
Okay.
But I didn't hate the idea of that doubles.
That ain't a bad idea.
I didn't hate it. So that's something we can talk about further for sure.
Okay. Well, you guys have just told me exactly what the format is for the first day. It's going to be 9 matches. Anybody on this side like to give me a guess on what the score will be after 9 matches?
I've actually thought about this in depth, and I think that we're up 5-4 after day 1.
Okay. Somebody down there with the mic?
You're not going to be up after day 1. I'm going to say it's probably going to be more like a 6-3-7-2 BCA.
I've heard the wind blow before. Yeah. Anybody else down there on the APA side want to make a forecast on the first day? Kenny, I know Kenny's itching. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I think Eric's pretty close. I think it's more, what do you say, 5-4? I think it's more like 6-3. But honestly, I mean, you talked about upsets and everything. If the BCA win more than 3 matches, that's an upset for day 1. So.
Oh, nice.
Well, we gave a mercy win last year at the end of day 1. I mean, because we're sitting at 7-0, so we give a mercy win to go 7-1, and we could have finished up in day 1, but we wanted to let you guys play on day 2.
We can talk about last year all you want, but like I said, this is all new players, completely different. So
I think there's an old saying that says, history repeats itself.
Well, I think there's a lot of sports history out there where they put asterisks on things, and I think last year might be one of them.
Cool. Anybody else on either side got a prediction?
I think that we need to be real about what's going to happen, and I think that way there's no surprises. Nobody walks in and says, well, oh my gosh, what happened here? So let's give a realistic score. I think it's going to be 10-0. I think they're going to have a penalty point. I think there will be a penalty point taken away for 2, maybe 3 people not showing up. I think they know what's going to happen. I think we know what's going to happen. And I think that cup goes back to the BCA.
One thing that Mickey does is he supports pool a lot. Pat is showing a lot of matches. They're streaming a lot of matches from Jays these days. A lot of that stuff goes on. Maybe under the lights a little more than the APA team is. Kenny, what do you think about the pressure and the lights? How do you think you guys are going to react to that?
I don't think the pressure is going to bother us at all this year. I think a lot of people on this team play. I know I play almost every day. I've played pool probably 4 years now, and I play almost every single day for the last 4 years. And I think my game has jumped a lot in the last couple years, and I'm ready to show it. I don't think the pressure's going to bother me. I'm in the box every day with some of the best players in Evansville as well. I know Mickey said Ed plays Matt Madden a couple nights a week. I'm also playing some of the best players in Evansville every night also. So I don't think it's going to bother us. I know Nick's a great player. Dennis has played more money matches probably than everybody in Evansville combined. He's been playing for 60 years. So we got Bruce. We got Courtney. I just say good luck. Good luck to the BCA team on that day. And I'm ready. Ready for it.
I think if I was playing every day for the past 4 years, the best players in town, I'd probably be a 7 by now. Just saying.
Touche. Courtney, how the lights going to affect you? You ready for the bright lights?
Yeah, I think this goes for both teams. We all play in the tournaments. We all play in the streams every weekend. I don't think it's really going to bother either of us. People screaming and cheering. We heard, junior last year, and that just was what it was. So we're already prepared for that this year. So, I don't think it's going to affect either team.
Right.
So,
Haley, I'm gonna pass it to you. What do you think about the pressure and the lights this year? It's kind of the first kind of time for you in something like this.
I shine under pressure. That's when I play my best pool, and the lights, they reflect off my glasses, so nothing bothers me. No, I'm used to people getting mad and upset at me whenever I just smoke them in tournaments everywhere I go. Nobody likes playing me. Everybody gets mad and sweats on the pool table and slams their stick on the floor, and let them bring it.
Okay. Well, last year I was lucky enough to watch a lot of this, and the West Side crew is very different this year. It is. I think it's a little more reserved. Not being negative either, way it was last year. I just think last year there were a lot of guys from that West Side Eagles that fired people up. A lot of screaming, a lot of that riling up. You think you guys are going to have that kind of support this year?
I don't think it's so much the support and the people in the background. I think it's just us. We know what we all bring to the table, and we're going to perform when it needs to, versus last year maybe you didn't show all of that. So I think that this team has it, and we don't have to put on be the show and pony or whatever. So.
Right. Anybody on the BCA side like to talk about the support you're going to get and how their fans are going to rile you guys up? Anybody got anything to say on that one?
I think there's going to be a lot of support. Everybody likes the Boys and Girls Club, for one, and that's what it's all about. I was in the Boys and Girls Club growing up, playing pool, playing basketball, ping pong, all that stuff. So, I'm real grateful to be a part of this. And as far as the support, we're going to have a lot of fans here. They're going to be cheering for both sides. The APA side's going to go home unhappy again because they lose, but that's just part of it. They'll get over it.
Cool. Is there somebody that, and I'll start on this side, and anybody that wants to answer this can, just hand them the microphone. Who do you guys on this team see that's just going to really rise up? And then the other side of it is, do you see somebody on the BCA side that's really going to just kind of fall flat on their face?
I think Nick's going to surprise a lot of people. I think a lot of people in Evansville sleep on Nick Humbrick's game, and I think he's going to showcase it in this tournament, in this event for the Boys and Girls Club. I think he's going to bring out his best game. He's got a table at his house. I know he's going to be playing on it almost every day that he can, and I think he's got a lot to prove. There's a lot of people that sleep on him when they talk about the top 4 or 5 players in Evansville, and I think Nick's right there with all of them. Yeah. I think when he's on, he can beat anybody in Evansville. So I think he's ready to prove it. And on the BCA side, I think they're all going to bring it, I think. But if there's somebody that lets it down a little more than anybody else over there, I think it's going to be Trey. I think Trey has a good ego, and he, he's got the cockiness to him, which is good. That makes you play better sometimes, but I think it's going to get in his head a little bit. I think if he misses a couple balls, it's going to hurt him.
Okay, cool. Pressure changes everybody, right?
So I'm not sure Kenny's accurate there. I mean, first of all, when he talks about Nick, I mean, Nick's one of my good friends. He really is. And I've always pumped Nick's game up. I think he's one of the better players in Evansville. I've always told Nick, Nick can attest to it. I mean, I love his game. I don't think he is as level as he should be sometimes at a loss. But I think if he can keep it together, he's going to be a tough opponent. When you talk about Trey, I mean, this guy has been playing some of the best pool that I've seen him play until he switched his Killwood shaft. But before that, I mean, he I mean, Trey has been on top of his game, and I mean, I don't think you're wrong. I'm gonna give some credit. I think Nick's going to shine. I think Nick does, and I love Bruce to death too. But this is a different game for Bruce, and I think if someone's going to fall flat, I think it's going to be Bruce. I don't think he's ready for the lights of the Expressway Cup, screaming and yelling. He says you can tone it out. It's easier said up here than it is when you're at the table.
I'm actually toning you out right now, Mickey. So it's not that hard to do. The lights aren't going to bother anybody. We'll just bring it when it brings it.
Okay, cool. In a short race, especially, I tell you what, the thing that surprised me is we're going slop counts, and you guys all play so good that is a big factor. So let's just say that Clint's playing and he's running out. In the next game, he misses a ball, but he makes one by luck. That's tough, and you're behind. I'll ask Nick. Nick, how do you bear down after that big roll he just got? How do you mentally get yourself ready for the next shot?
I don't watch a lot of my opponent when they're shooting. It's just kind of my thing. Like I just play the table. So I do that so it doesn't really affect me mentally. But, somebody slops something in, obviously I'm going to see it. I've never seen Clint slop in a ball in my life, so I doubt that'll happen. He usually just misses them straight in. But anyway, no, me and Clint, we played against each other a lot. We've gone way back. A lot of tournaments. We've played, matched up against each other. We've gone hill. It's gone my way. It's gone his way. It's gone, back and forth for a while now. So I think yeah, that's the one match that I'm pumped about. I think it's going to be a good match either way. Whoever wins is going to deserve it. So,
good answer. Clint, did you want to come back on that one?
I just don't feel like I'm going to be missing many balls that day. Most people know that that's not what I do. So
you got to be at the table to miss balls, right?
I don't see you all being at the table much. You'll be watching us play most of the day like you did last year. But no. But Nick is a great competitor. We do go back and forth about every time we play, but this time I seen it going my way again. So it should be fun, though.
Absolutely. Brian, I haven't heard from you for a while. Guy gets a big roll on you. It's a close match. It's 3-3. Oh.
I have several extras. I personally, most people in this room have seen me play. If there is a hot and cold player in Evansville, it's this guy. You can't do anything to me that I haven't done to myself, and I don't think it'll affect me any at all.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We've already talked about this quite a bit, but we're going to talk about Haley and Courtney's match again. Haley, second year. Mickey, I think it was really cool that we added a couple women this year. Fantastic. Do you feel any pressure because of that, though?
Not at all. The thing I love most about playing the sport of pool is that you can't look at somebody and tell that they're a pool player. And maybe in the tiniest bit, as far as, height and power, does it give a man an advantage to the pool game? I think that women are just as fierce as men. I've seen Courtney, really run over some people, and I've run over some people myself. So I think that we're really strong additions to this, and I think that it will, give a lot of other female players out there that are interested in doing things like this and becoming a bigger part of the community, like the pool community, a better chance.
Absolutely.
I 100% agree. I told Mickey last year that there are tons of women. There's probably more women that play in either or both of these leagues than the men, and we need to have a female show out and at least just be on the team. I said the same thing about the Mosconi Cup for years. There needs to be a female representing, and I don't care if we just play each other 14 times and the boys play the rest of it. There has to be a female out there to show other young girls that women play this sport too.
Nice.
And it's not just the boys club, it's the boys and girls club.
Smartest thing you said all day.
Great. Yeah. Right now, team captain Eric's going to make a closing statement for the panel, and go ahead, Eric.
We're all excited about November 16th. We're going to do a lot of good for the Boys and Girls Club. I know these players are all extremely hungry and ready to prove themselves and bring this cup back to the West Side Eagles.
All right, so I just wanted to follow up. We had quite a bit of collaboration bringing these two teams together. I was messaging with Eric, and I was messaging with Eddie and Clint and Dennis and Patrick and Carrie Buddy and Nick and Courtney. There's been a lot of communication to bring these teams together. Last year, every team was handpicked by Bobby. So people think we really want that big upset. Really, we want a good, fun, competitive match. We want drama. We want to raise the most money we can. And although this is BCA versus APA or APA versus BCA, the bottom line is it's all pool. So whether you're playing the BCA or you're playing the APA, you're playing pool. That's all that matters, no matter which team you're playing on.
Okay, appreciate everything. What I'd like to say is, from a fan's perspective, I hope it goes down to the last match, the last day, and the last ball. Good call. Last ball of the last day. So, good luck to both teams.
In the meantime, we'll hold on to this for sure for now.
All right. Thanks.